Welcome to the Excel tutorial, where we explore essential formulas for efficient data analysis. How can Excel functions help us to analyze this data set? Before we dive into specific formulas, let's understand what Excel functions are. Excel functions are pre-built formulas that perform calculations, manipulate data, and automate tasks. They are designed to save time and simplify complex calculations in spreadsheets. So if we want to know what the average user rating is across all of these apps, we can use one of Excel's inbuilt functions. And when we think of calculating the average, quite often we're talking about the arithmetic mean. And usually we would add up all of the items and then divide it by the number of items. Now, instead of using that long-winded method, we can employ the average function, which will save us a lot of time. First, we need to click in the cell where we'd like to build the formula. Then we can either type out the formula manually or build the formula using the FX insert function wizard. Do a search for average. Have a little read of the description. Each Excel function will come with a pair of brackets, and inside of the brackets, this is where we provide the arguments for the function. And this concept is exactly the same for any function that we use in Excel, irrespective of whether we type out the formula manually or we build it this way using the insert function wizard. When we click OK, Excel starts to build the formula for us, which we can see inside the formula bar. We want to know what is the average user rating of all the apps in our little table of data. And we need to tell this function where that range of data is located. The first cell in the range is cell F2. A colon indicates that we want to extend the range and we want it to include all the cells through to cell F13. F13 is actually a blank cell without any data in it, so it really doesn't affect the result of the formula. But if we prefer, we can change the range so that it ends in cell F12. Inside this dialog box, the average function is calculating the result in real time. And over here, we can see what the answer will be. Click OK and boom. In our dataset, Microsoft Excel and Mozilla Firefox have 1 billion downloads, and quite a few apps have 500 million downloads. But the question is, what is the average amount of downloads across the entire dataset? So this time, we'll type out the formula directly in the cell. Start with the equal sign, which tells Excel we're building a formula. If we want to use one of the inbuilt functions, we can start typing the name of that function. On our keyboard, the up and down arrows will move us through the list, highlight the function that we want to use, and press the tab key. Inside of the brackets, we need to tell this function which set of numbers we want the average to come from. And we have a couple of options here. Just like before, we can manually type the cell range, that is G2 through to G12. Alternatively, if we have a small data set like this, we can simply drag our mouse across the cells in question. As we continue to analyze this data set, let's dive deeper into Excel's logical functions. And what do we mean by logical functions? In its simplest form, a logical function will test something to see whether it's true or false. And then, depending on the result of that test, we can decide to do one thing or another. In our example, we want to classify applications into high, medium, and low based on user ratings. And the classification will be based on our little key area over here. Whilst there are many logical functions in Excel, in this scenario, the best function to use is the ifs function. And we want to build one formula in the first cell, get the result, and then autofill down to calculate the other rows. We'll use the FX insert function wizard. Now, if we weren't sure of the name of the function, we wouldn't be able to use the search box. Instead, we can view the different functions by their category, have a look at the logical functions, and the good thing is, before we commit to using a particular function, we can highlight it and check the description. So although the if function will allow us to check whether a condition is true or false, The ifs function allows us to check for multiple conditions. The ifs function is really versatile and is often used to calculate complex scenarios. For each logical test, we can tell this function what to do if the result is true. Now, regardless of how many tests we might want to check, this function will return the result for the first test that evaluates as true. And what that means is we need to consider the order that we test for the conditions. So the first test, we want to know, is this cell here greater than or equal to 4.5? And if that test is true, we want the word high to appear as the result. We need to wrap this text inside quotation marks. Now, when we autofill this formula, Excel will be checking the values in cell F3, F4, all the way down to F12. And so for the second logical test, we want to know, is this cell greater than or equal to 4.0? And if that test is true, we want the word medium to appear. The final test is to check whether the user rating is below 4.0. And if true, we want the word low to appear. Click OK and autofill down. In this scenario, we need to answer a slightly more complex question. Ultimately, we want to know how many apps were released in a given decade. But what we need to bear in mind is that as far as Excel is concerned, they are simply numbers that have been typed in. We might want to consider them as dates or decades, but only because we've labeled the column as such. But in reality, the number 1985, as far as Excel is concerned, it doesn't equate to a date or a decade. So first, we need to group our data into the relevant decade, and then we'll write a separate formula to count the number of items within each decade. So how can we group the release years into specific decades? One approach would be to use an inbuilt function named floor. Let's check it out. Do a search for floor and have a little look at the description. We have two arguments to feed into this function. When instructed to look at the number in this cell over here, and then the floor function will round that number down to the nearest significant number. And if we choose 10 as the significance, 1985 will round down to the nearest significance of 10, which would be 1980. And likewise, 2006 would round down to 2000, and 1993 will round down to 1990. The number we want to look at is in this cell here. We want to round down to the nearest 10. In the same spirit of trying to save ourselves some time, instead of dragging the autofill cursor down to row 12, we can simply get the autofill cursor and then double click. Boom. Now, in order to make this spreadsheet more user-friendly, we'll create a drop-down list in this cell that will contain a list of the different decades. And then in this cell, we'll create a formula to count the number of items that match the decade that we've chosen from the drop-down list. To create the drop-down list, we need to head over to the Data tab and click on Data Validation. We want to allow a list, and the values in the list will be all the decades starting from 1980. In our dataset, we have 4 apps that were released in the 1980s. But which of the Excel functions can perform that calculation? Let's have a look at the COUNTIF function. Do a search for count and choose the COUNTIF function. We have two arguments for this function. The range is all of the cells that we want to evaluate. Those are located in column F. Now, if we type 1980 in the criteria, the formula will calculate the result to be 4. But when we choose a different decade from the drop-down list, we want the result from this formula to update automatically. Instead of typing in 1980, we can set the criteria to be this cell over here. And the COUNTIF function is simply looking inside the range and counting how many of them are equal to the criteria. And if the criteria changes, the result of the formula will change accordingly. Did you enjoy this video? Leave a comment. Ready to elevate your skills further? Subscribe to the channel. Boom.